Welcome back to Curacao. Our last video was our big fat turtle documentary, Against the Tide. If you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it because you've missed out. But we still do have a couple more episodes on boat life in Curacao before setting sail for new horizons. Join us this week for boat jobs, exploring land, and creativity in the name of teaching sailors some survival skills.
Hello, it's currently a Tuesday. We're still at anchor. It's been 2 or 3 weeks now, I think, been here. We've hardly filmed, as Bryony's saying, but we've chilled out for a bit of it. Apart from Bryony, she's been hard at it on the laptop, and I've written quite a few boat jobs. Of course, there's always boat jobs, and I'm currently just going through the engine. I saw the other day there's quite a lot of salt that was building up on the engine from the last sail. Went out to take apart quite a few of the water side, and yeah, splashed on the engine. So I'm just cleaning up the engine at the moment. A bit of a mundane job, nothing too exciting, but hopefully it prolongs the future of the engine with rust and everything. So yeah, just ticking along, trying to tick off all the boat jobs, but I see it every morning and think, oh, it's just a list.
You have put off doing it?
Somewhat, yes.
I'm scared as to we might be able to see in the mirror. I have to have a shower.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. One of the many boat jobs.
I'm in one to fly the drone. Woohoo! How's it going, Skip?
I'm just pumping the fuel back into it.
I wanted to go to bed, but the power was a bit low in it.
Yeah, batteries are low.
Yeah. Joys of boat life. But something really exciting is happening tomorrow, Tony. What is it? Oh, you're not there, are you? What is it, Tony?
We're hiring a car.
We're hiring a car! We have been here for, I don't know, 3 weeks. Something awful, and not done enough videoing throughout this time. We are in trouble, folks. But it's so hard to get around this island if you don't have a car, and there's not really any amenities around here. No, it is so needed. If anyone's considering here for hurricane season, prepare thyself. You're going to need to hire a car. Where are we, Tony?
Hato Caves.
The Hato Caves.
Hmm.
trees. Fun fact, the Manchineel tree holds the Guinness World Record for being the most dangerous tree in the world. Every part of it is poisonous. You can't even stand under it when it rains. Step back over 1500 years as you walk the Indian Trail. Long before the arrival of Europeans, these limestone terraces were home to the Kaikateo people, a seafaring Arawak tribe who journeyed here from South America. If you look closely at the rock faces, sometimes you'll see their story etched in stone. These aren't just drawings, they're petroglyphs, sacred carvings created with stone tools. Scholars believe these symbols marked territorial boundaries or spiritual sites, leaving us a permanent connection to the island's first inhabitants.
Into the caves we go. Unfortunately, they are quite strict on the areas we're allowed to film in. We did what we could.
So we've learned that the enslaved people ran off and hid in these. So they left the plantation, some came to hide in the pitch black that much of this cave is. And you can see there's black scorch marks on the cave ceiling and parts from where the torches were flame torches, but they blocked off the cave when they discovered that the slaves that ran away hid and they were hiding.
It's also 300,000 years old.
It's also 300,000 years old. There are bats here, fruit bats, and they are why there are so many cacti everywhere on this island, because they poop out the seeds. There is a small chance we have just spent like 5 minutes recording, and it was not recording. Tony?
Hello.
Again?
We went to the local shop today. I bought 2.9 kilos of ribeye steak. This is how big it is. It's pretty big. It's a lot cheaper buying it in large quantities. This is 20 English pounds. Cheap. Stuck on the boat during heavy rain, Bryony decided to use the downtime to organise an emergency wound care and prolonged field care workshop for the anchorage.
Today, I'm joking, it's a bit unhinged. I think this is Sock Puppets of 2009 level Bryony project unhinged. I'm going to try to create a wound care mannequin for people to practice packing wounds on with a bit of pork and ketchup and tubing. But it'd be really nice to be able to teach people in the anchorage. And unfortunately I cannot afford a nice fancy one. So I've got Heidi the ham. And I don't quite know what I'm doing with Heidi. I'll work it out as I go along. Sorry, Heidi! And the syringe, which is, I need to get a bigger syringe, but that doesn't matter. Actually fits perfectly. Okay, well yeah, we can push air through. So I'll prime it. Let's see how we get on. Tony's getting and spilled ketchup over. I was about to say Heidi's bleeding from the back end, which is a whole other problem. Yeah, we didn't quite have it's such a mess. Hole that we thought. Let's reload. Try again. Yay! Look at that wound. I am so chuffed. Doesn't take a lot apparently. Perfect. Now we can do some practice packing of it. If you're packing it, is fill it up as much as you can. That does often mean that you need to pull it apart, which isn't very pleasant for whoever's wound you're packing, obviously, to really make sure that you get as much in there as possible. And when you think you can't fit anything else in, you put more in. And yeah, when you're doing it, if you can feel where the pressure and the blood's coming from, use the fingers to keep pressure on whilst you're switching. Might need to make it slightly bigger, but we'll see. And now, I'm going to hold the pressure held onto it. So it comes out the back end again, but that's good because that means actually there's not enough pressure for it to come out of the actual wound. So I'm going to consider that a job well done. Yeah, and then you can keep your pressure and you can put a pressure bandage on top. And it's better than, if you can do it this way and you don't need to use a tourniquet, so much safer, so much better. Way less painful. They're not going to enjoy it whilst you shove your fingers in and pack loads of bandage or whatever into it. But yeah, if you can avoid using tourniquets, if it's not absolutely tourniquet required, don't use it. Good morning, everybody. It is early. And where is it? Here, the bag of goodies is packed with 3 bits of pork, bandages, syringes, tubings, other stuff. At this point, I was a bit nervous, not helped by the fact that more and more dinghies kept coming our way. I wasn't ready for how popular this was going to be and how many people were going to turn up. I actually ended up running a second session. We've merged the footage from both together. My name is Bryony. I'm a nurse. I'm specialising in what we like to call wilderness medicine, which is kind of a cross-termic expedition medicine. What within that environment is challenging when it comes to looking after an injured person, attending wounds and managing the situation. So when someone bleeds, they're more likely to get cold, to get hypothermic. And when you get cold and hypothermic, your blood can't clot as well, you get coagulopathy. When your blood can't clot as well, what's going to happen? You bleed more.
Put it as much as you can.
Pull it apart and pull it apart. What else? Pack it as much as you can. Pulling it apart to make sure. And they're probably screaming. If you've got another person, get them onto providing pain relief.
Maybe it'll pass out.
You
So you're going to
jab it in.
Yeah,
jab it in.
And
There was a lot of theory involved, but the most popular section was the practical, of course.
And start the yelling.
hemostatics, yeah, they can't be left in for over 24 hours, which does restrict their use in severe settings. Well, I think that was a success, Tony.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it was good fun. It's always, I picked up a plastic bottle, that was trash. So my favourite part was just having a group of adults stood around a table shoving bandages and gauze and whatnot into bits of pork and just hearing them giggle and learn but have fun throughout. There was a lot of laughter, that was really fun. The worst student of the session was my husband. I said, "What did you learn?" And he said, "I don't know." So I spoke for nearly 3 hours and my husband isn't sure that he learned anything.
It's because you're on about it all the time.
Are you saying that I've given you, slightly unwittingly, a lot of these lectures anyway?
Yes.
Do I do that?
Yes.
I can believe it. We're going to go for, Tony said, "Do you want to go for a snorkel or an explore?" Well, it's like a walk around town. And I said, "I'm far too tired for a snorkel because this week has left me burnt out. I am tired. I just stood and spoke for 3 hours on not a lot of sleep and a degree of apprehension." No, it was really good fun when I got into it. So we're just going to go for a little adventure around town and places.
Predominantly town.
Predominantly town. We've not got the zoom lens. Just as we were pulling up, you have to have the windows open because the aircon has gone in the car. I could hear this beautiful bird song. And it was their national bird. I can't remember what it's called. It looks a bit like the English equivalent of a magpie, but instead of white, it's got this beautiful golden orangey yellow colour. And beautiful bird song. Welcome to the Amsterdam of the Caribbean. This is Willemstad, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where 17th century Dutch architecture meets the vibrant pulse of the tropics. The buildings are painted in a kaleidoscope of candy colours, a tradition born from a governor's decree centuries ago. Willemstad isn't just a city, it's a living museum of colour, culture and Caribbean spirit. According to that, you're losing quite a lot of your hair.
What's happened to me?
It's the stress I've put you under for the last week trying to get that course ready.
Yeah, you can say that again.
At least you got a pet parrot. The stars of Curacao. So there's the bigger one and the little one on their flag, and the big one is for Curacao and the small one is for the island just off of it, which is Klein Curacao, the small Curacao.
Okay, so I've cleaned the rust, I've taken the rust up, I've used this Turco, it's pretty good. I've done it in 3 patches. I've cleaned it with acetone and a bit of rust converter for the bits that I can't really see or do. And now I'm just going to paint it with a epoxy primer. Probably going to put about 3 coats of paint on this before I put a filler on it. Probably take a couple of days.
Yo, good honey buns.
Yeah. Getting on with it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
We are just about to head out.
To a bonfire barbecue.
Bonfire barbecue. Bonfire.
Bonfire. A bonfire barbecue. That's it.
One of those.
We have just eaten though.
We have just eaten. Yeah, I decided not to cook on the barbecue. We didn't have any chicken. We got lots of steak, so we've just eaten the steak.
Tony gave me the kneecap.
I did not give him the kneecap.
His was his beautiful, juicy, sensible steak, and mine was like ligaments and connective tissue.
No, it wasn't.
Do you want me to go cook the remainder out the fridge?
Right, we're just about going to head out.
My jaw aches from having to chew through it. Hurricane season can feel restrictive, limiting where we can go and what we can do. Our hurricane season saw something much needed: community spirit. Sailing and living in remote places can be so much fun and adventure, but also really isolating at times. So to spend time at a standstill, being part of the cruising community, making friends, teaching skills, and enjoying a beer around a fire at sunset. These little moments mean a lot. And next episode, we get out on the water again with 2 of those new friends. Although the party does get gate crashed.